Yo, I cannot do this anymore. I can't. This will be my third time recording this video. I cannot perform authentically, enthusiastically anymore. Tired of my opening joke, man. I'm tired of it.
Tired of this shit, man. Tired.
And without further ado, I metaphorically received something in the mail on the morning, and this light is off. On the morning of January 27th of 2026. The item in question was an envelope which contained a straw, and along with the straw was a sticky note which had the words, "The last straw," etched upon it. I had received my last straw, people. And it's about Wicked for Good only receiving 2 BAFTA nominations, while the first one had 7 nominations. And I know, you might be thinking, well, who cares about the BAFTAs? Well, they were the last of the big 5 award ceremonies to announce their nominations, and they've pretty much followed suit to the other ones. Just for some additional awards lore, Wicked Act 1 received 10 Oscar nominations and won 2. For Good received 0 noms. No nommies this time. Now guys and gals, I actually liked Wicked for Good more than the first one. That might be because I'm a male and have poor taste, but all this has gotten me to want to revisit the first one. Streaming on Amazon Prime, not sponsored. I had to find out if Wicked for Good was Wicked for Bad. Now disclaimer, it is outspoken that the first half of Wicked is better than the second half. It is the popular opinion receptionally and even in my own life with people I've spoken to. This is purely a fun opinion piece where I investigate by rewatching the first one to see if my mind changes. My friend got me this for Christmas. I almost said Christmas with a TH. Right after we saw For Good. I thought it was pretty cool. My God, man. It's my 3rd time doing this. I want to share my history with the world of Oz. It's a short one where I can't even remember the last time I saw The Wizard of Oz. I've never seen The Wiz nor Return to Oz and knew nothing about the stage production of Wicked except Defying Gravity and who played the leads. When I heard Wicked was going to be turned into a movie, I thought to myself, oh my God, this is going to be a future favorite of mine. I'm going to be obsessed. Some time passed and the casting was announced. Now, could you believe I felt disappointed about the casting? Like, what am I seeing? I was expecting clones of Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth in the form of unknown actors, but Ariana and Cynthia have grown on me. So then the movie came out. I watched it, and I wasn't as overjoyed with it as I thought I'd be, as I wanted to be. Maybe I was annoyed. Maybe I was tired. It was a cold January day. I don't remember. But the way I'm feeling when I'm watching something is always important. It's a key factor of the viewing experience, and one of the best ways for me to see something is alone, with no distractions. And so, I did. That studio opening hits so hard. You guys don't understand how classic it is. That shit gives me life. My eyes popped out of their sockets when I saw For Good and they brought it back. Now I love me a musical, alright? I am not anti-musical at all. Hold up, oh my God, they alluded to this scene in For Good and you would not believe the shock on my face that Elphaba's mom had cheated. But it turns out I, as a viewer, already knew the cost of only seeing it once. This is a long movie clocking in at 2 hours and 40 minutes, but as I say, more time hanging out with the characters in their world and a longer escape from reality. Chills! Goosebumps! Hey man, these movies know how to reel you in. I like Bowen Yang. Interested to see where he goes beyond SNL, and real talk, don't think I ever knew this character's name, but look how Morrible is spelt. Talk about foreshadowing how horrible she is, huh? Huh? Come on, eh? Dude, my second take 2 days ago had so much more energy, Hey! I'm seeing the appeal and love for this. It's the beginning, there's still lightheartedness, and the wizard and I finally gets the ball rolling and onwards to the Elphaba Kalinda feud. The secret animal meeting scene has to be underrated. In a world of CG animals in live action, they're so well done and feel alive. Just off this scene, you could care about them as if they were human. I was most excited to see Jonathan Bailey in this movie of all things, and I ended up missing his damn performance the first time in theaters due to a bathroom visit. Maybe that's what threw everything off for me. Listen to this instrumental of Dancing Through Life real quick.
Why I asked you here tonight, and I know it isn't fair.
And we deserve each other, don't you see? This is our chance.
This sequence being almost 10 minutes long will be excused, as it leads to the ballroom. F all these mimicking ass, dick riding ass kids that thought 𝙈𝑊𝑃's dance was cool after 𝙍𝙀𝙾𝙾 did it. When highlighting differences in tone between this movie and For Good, it's important to know how many subjects are being touched upon here. This scene right here showcased one of my favorite cinematic thematics, friendship. Subtle note on that later. Popular was the most memorable part of Wicked when I first experienced it. It's so catchy, playful, funny, lighthearted, carried by a lovely tune. I am slowly being brainwashed as I type away on my laptop while watching. I mean, you gotta love this. And look at all this, everybody in glee. This is such a happier movie. I'm so glad the wizard isn't this Thanos figure because Jeff Goldblum plays this character so well.
And this is an additional unexpected. Hi, what's your name?
Why is Madame Morrible here? Like, go away, you're the worst part of the movies.
Lost language. Our lost language.
Or lost language. Shut up, bro. She's this meme right here. We don't fuck with you. Pumptini. That is a rough acne amalgamation. They start gaslighting 𝙈𝑊𝑃 with the whole anti-animal thing and how the wizard was behind the banning the no-talking animals. But no, he's just a pawn.
Madame Morrible is a whore.
If you wanted spies, why wouldn't you just make them yourself?
Wicked starts becoming For Good in its tone of seriousness, urgency, and stakes. It starts to become familiar to what I watched in December, but not without its last grandeur. Grandeur? Bear witness to the harmonization. Two friends. The look at your past. The full body chills as 𝙈𝑊𝑃's screeching note went through my noise-canceling headphones, crescendoing with a Space Odyssey Elvis drumming. And remember how I glazed the studio intro and title card? My goodness, that's how you end a movie. Look, I may have been a Wicked non-believer, but I drool over these credits. The presentation of this movie is aesthetically spectacular. This was more or less the original idea of this video. I watch it back and give an updated opinion, but I'm falling in love with it and kind of want to give a more all-encompassing overview. In this next session, we'll dig into the general consensus of why this was better than For Good and what I think now.
If you're enjoying yourself, you should hit that subscribe button because
Thinking of doing a For Good video when it comes out streaming, which is pretty soon. I want to start with some of the information I found online. Now, I'm not going to lie, this part felt kind of overwhelming to tackle. I didn't know how to cohesively put it together because I found so many sources and so many comments and so many opinions kind of saying the same thing, but in their own ways and expanded in their ideas. So I'm not going to be flashy and do a deep dive on all that when I have my own thoughts to share. But Act 2 of Wicked is considered weaker in the sense of its story, pacing, and music. Act 1 is seen as almighty, so following that up in the form of its own movie, as opposed to just the second half, didn't help the film. You build up to defying gravity and then it's like, okay. That feels pretty complete in itself. Now I want to make my own thoughts, and yes, some of the points I make will coincide with the general consensus, so they will serve as an expansion to them. Back to the voiceover. As I pointed out earlier, it is lighthearted, while I remember For Good being very serious. This movie gets to have a proper beginning, middle, and end. And I don't know about you, but I love a fun and easygoing time, full of wonders and joy. We are fed these vibes. I mean, right here, Galinda throws herself on the bed so dramatically. It's silly. There's room for whimsy. It's funnier than I remember.
I'm changing my name.
Your name?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Now let me cook for a minute. Just hear me out. I'll make it entertaining. Consider the following like Bill Nye. You can assume that the demographic for Wicked, a musical, is mostly female without looking it up. The same way the demographic for a war movie is probably gonna be male. With that being said, remember this joke? Now guys and gals, I actually liked Wicked for Good more than the first one. That might be because I'm a male and have poor taste. Now allow me to present to you this idea. I think Act 1 is a great musical, and I think Act 2 is a great movie. Part of the consensus is that Act 1 is the buildup of everything, and Act 2 is just dealing with the aftermath. I adored 𝙈𝙆𝑊𝑃 finding her way of standing on her own 2 feet, becoming such a strong individual, and I adored the obvious polarities between her and Grande coming together to form such a strong friendship. There's nothing that can stop you from becoming popular. Lar. Did they have brains or knowledge? Don't make me laugh. They were
Popular.
right!
It's all about popular.
And that right there is a musical. And that fucks. But I also loved Act 2. Wicked for Good is truly of a darker tone. There's less la-la-ing, there's no cutesy but turmoil. I thought the stakes were insane. It was a pity, a shame seeing so many of the beloved main cast fall to mishap. Whether it was Bach, Nessa, Fiyero, or even if you're a wizard sympathizer, and of course the absolute ending that the charming sisterhood can no longer coexist. Fuck, it breaks my heart, and that right there is a good movie. Which is kind of my point. Maybe it's not a point. Look, I'm not trying to generalize Wicked's demographic. It's nothing like that, okay? But maybe because For Good isn't as charming and delightful as its first half, the word of mouth says it's not as good. I don't know how to end this video. I'm already thinking of my own Act 2 to this discussion, so I'm at a loss for words. Creating these videos is funny because for my own process, I listen to the score while writing. Sometimes, in this case, the soundtrack. I research, watch things over, see how the fan base / community reacts to stuff, and all that reels me in, and I end up growing a sort of attachment through all the time that I put in myself. And right now for Wicked, I'm definitely feeling that. I just realized I never said if I truly do like Act 1 more than Act 2 now, but I can't trust my own opinion. I need a rewatch of the second one. Of course, I like Wicked now more on an obsessive level than I did last year. You're gonna have to subscribe for that follow-up because I'm on a Wicked high and I'm ready for more. It comes out like what, March, Peacock? So love what you like, protect your energy, and